Halloween is celebrated all over the world, but is it okay for Catholics to celebrate it? We asked a priest in Rome.
There's nothing wrong with kids dressing up in different costumes and going around trick-or-treating. It's actually a delightful thing. But without forgetting its connection with the Feast of All Saints, right, and the next day.
Father John Walk actually looked kind of spooky there, didn't he? He's a professor at the Pontifical University of the Holy Cross in Rome. The Chicago native reminds us it's the vigil of a great feast day, and children should be made aware of its true meaning. Juliet Linley is EWTN News Nightly's Vatican correspondent. She joins us from Rome. Juliet, tell us more about the origins of Halloween.
Lauren, many would probably be surprised to know that it's actually one of the most Catholic feasts in the calendar. You know, the word Halloween comes from All Hallows Eve, and that would be the night before the day that the holy ones, the saints, are celebrated. So the word hallowed means holy, and we use it every day when we say the Our Father, hallowed be thy name. So Halloween is All Hallows Eve, and you could also call it All Saints Eve if you wanted.
Well, Halloween, that means, is originally a Catholic feast, but why do the celebrations often have to do with pagan or Gothic themes?
So the tradition of dressing up for Halloween dates back to earlier than the 16th century in Britain and Ireland and the early 20th century in the United States. Now, Father Walk told us that the origins of it could be either the medieval origin of guising, which would be putting on a disguise. Now, children in medieval times would go door to door, dress up in costumes, begging for sweets. And also the other custom of the Celtic tradition of warding off evil spirits by dressing up in scary, spooky outfits. So it's a confluence of these two traditions, the medieval and the Celtic, for what is essentially just before a very important Catholic celebration.
But Italians, do they celebrate Halloween now? Do children trick or treat?
Lauren, you know, no, not really. I mean, I have to tell you, children are a bit confused by all this jack-o'-lanterns and ghosts and bats, because we have Carnival in Italy, and that's just before Lent starts. And so they're more used to that. But of course, a lot of shops have jumped on the commercial bandwagon. So you do see shop windows covered in spider webs and witches and so on. But I would say that children here don't, as a tradition, celebrate it. They don't go trick-or-treating. More teenagers and young adults. Now, you do see clubs and pubs having a lot of Halloween-themed evenings. And that perhaps is where there is the danger that some of the behavior could border on the satanic or the occult. They do dress up very, very spookily and very ghoulish costumes. And that's where they can sort of forget that we're actually celebrating the saints that come the next day for All Saints.
Okay, all right, so I am not celebrating the saints right now. We do take this holiday very seriously, as you can see. I have on my Statue of Liberty outfit, and I'm sure that, I'm sure that you take this very seriously as well. Exactly. Yes, you do. All right. Thank you, Juliet, EWTN News Nightly Vatican correspondent.